There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected
Hopefully you can hear me better now. I'm meteorologist Lisa Green, and welcome to this Valley News Now weather update brought to you by 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. So we are 2 days away from Christmas, and so we've got a lot to talk about. We've had some snow showers move through this morning with some colder air pushing in, and that's happening now in some places, including Fargo-Moorhead. And then in addition to that, we're watching out on our first alert weather day coming up for us here, heading into the Christmas holiday itself. We've been watching this storm system. We talked about this yesterday, that potential for some snow and freezing rain. And freezing rain is our biggest concern here. It's not a heavy amount, but we know just enough can cause problems here. So let's talk about what we can expect to see as we are making our way through the forecast here as we head into the next couple of holidays here, both Christmas and New Year's Eve as well. So again, Christmas just 2 days away. Hopefully you've got all your shopping done. Still have a little time to get that taken care of before Santa arrives here, heading into Christmas Eve night and into Christmas Day. And conditions are, looking a bit snowy. I'm going to take this full screen. Actually, you can see it better that way. We're looking at, let's see here. There we go. Looking at some areas of snow. It's actually starting to improve more than it was just a little bit ago. We can actually see the sun kind of breaking out as these little bouts of snow, these little streams of snow with the colder air pushing in, continue to work their way through. So a little bit of a break, though. If you look closely, downtown Fargo you can see right here, but it's not well visible. Usually it is on our Skycam at Newman Outdoor Field. So that's one area where we're running into some issues with some snow, and there are some areas where we're just getting like a light coating on the road, so roads may be a little bit slick. I do want to take a look at some of our other Skycams, so I'm heading to our website, valleynewslive.com. If you're not already streaming from there, you can do so. You can also, of course, watch the stream on Facebook, on YouTube, and on your apps. And let's see here. We want to look at Skycam. So that's at the top of the menu there. So we're going to take a look at the camera at the Red River Valley Fairgrounds. That's another view that's been quite snowy. And yes, that still looks quite snowy here this morning on the west side of the metro. Looking wintry out there. And we've had some melting. You can see some open ground there as well. So adding a nice little fresh coating of white just in time for Christmas here as we're looking at, again, just a light round of it here for us today. And so that's at the Red River Valley Fairgrounds in West Fargo. Dakota Magic Casino cam, let's check in on that one. We've had the Flakes starting to move into that area. You can see them showing up here. Not as widespread, as numerous. You can see the flags in the wind. The wind is a little bit brisk, not too strong, but still experiencing some wind here today. And we'll minimize the view here. And we'll take one more look at Grand Forks. This is an area that has seen also some flakes move through from time to time this morning. Now it's just looking a little bit overcast at this point from UND's campus and the Department of Atmospheric Sciences there. So I am going to switch back to our Skycam at Newman Outdoor Field. Here we go. And again, you can see that we're looking at some flakes flying around. Also just checking out some other cams. This one, just about 10 minutes ago when I was checking out cameras, was looking a little bit more impressive as far as seeing flakes flying by. Looks like we're getting improvement along Highway 200. This is listed as Hallstatt, but it's east of Hallstatt. And then Devil's Lake, nice view of some blue skies showing up there. You can see the frozen lake there from the view on the road. And so there are some places getting some blue sky here this morning. But there are also places seeing some snow. So checking in on our road conditions. Again, you can also check these out on our weather app, our news app, valleynewslive.com. On that same weather page I just showed you, you can access road conditions there. Still looking like we've got some patchy snow and ice on the road in northeastern parts of North Dakota. And as we take a look farther south, It looks like we've now built up a little bit of snow on the road in Fargo-Moorhead from this recent round that's just been moving through. You can see areas in blue there indicating some patchy ice or snow. I'm going to just quickly look at the road conditions map here. And yes, it's listed as partially snow covered right now in North Dakota. And it's more icy, I should say, in Cass County. It's more icy in northeastern North Dakota, but there are some areas with some snow. You know what? I'm just going to bring this up for you because it does get into more detail instead of describing it. So this is northeastern North Dakota. Where we've got yellow, that's ice. You can see that there. And then where we have purple, that's snow covered or scattered snow. And then that's northeastern parts of the state. Again, Fargo-Moorhead, Cass County, where we've been getting this little snow belt move through. We are seeing some partially covered roads, scattered snow on the roads, and then wet roads down by the South Dakota state line right there. And so looking at Minnesota, we'll visit the Minnesota DOT website. And you can see not a lot to report here. A few areas where we've got some spotty snow on the roads up by Thief River Falls, east of town, light ice on the roadway, it says. And then light slush on Highway 72 there. Looking at Highway 72 south of Baudette, also ice on the roadway being reported. And we'll take a quick look at South Dakota as well. We've got some communities there that view us, but also if you're heading in that direction, good to know what's happening in that area, and you can find that right on our website again. And they've got a different color coding, so each state has a different system, but there's a legend right here, so you can see scattered ice, slippery, in the pink and black on the map. Black means dry or normal. Normal doesn't necessarily mean it's free and clear, especially in the winter time. So again, back to our roadmap system. We've simplified it and just kind of made everything one color, but it's nice to see some of those maps through our website. That way you can kind of specify where we are seeing some of the ice or snow, that kind of thing, and you could do that right through, again, our apps. So let's take a look at our radar and satellite map. You can see that we've got some areas of blue now showing up. This wasn't showing up very well this morning. When we were in the valley today, the snowflakes were being reported. I could see them on some sky cams, but it wasn't showing well on the radar. But now we're starting to see it. The closer to the radar site, the easier it is for those snowflakes to be detected. And that's the Mayville radar site, so right there. And I also have our black and white satellite channel on, and you can see areas of clouds, areas where there's breaks in some clouds. So some places, again, getting a little bit of sunshine breaking through. But there are more areas of these spotty snow showers as we're working our way through the morning. We'll continue to see that, and then it'll improve here in the valley. Okay, let's take a look at the wide view here, because lots of folks traveling today, heading to the airport, that kind of thing. Right now, middle part of the country looks great. Looks nice and quiet. It's not perfect, but not as tough as it's looking in places out to the west coast. Again, more rain in places like Northern California, into the San Francisco area. They've had so much trouble with all of that moisture from the atmospheric river that's been hitting the Pacific coast. And it's just, going to continue to be this way, unfortunately, for San Francisco for a while longer. Through the rest of the week, it's looking like that possibility. And, the potential for some thunderstorms there, too. So they are definitely being impacted in that area. And if you are heading in that direction, be prepared for that. And then eastern parts of the U.S., we're seeing snow over toward New York, into Pennsylvania, those areas as well. And then again, in between, it's pretty quiet for us here in the valley. Let's take a look at our visibility. Oh, you might have just seen that visibility improvement come in from Fargo. We were down to less than 2 miles. Now we've come up. And that matches what I'm seeing on the Skycam. It has been improving. Of course, we've been seeing that sun start to come out. So hopefully that continues. Detroit Lakes, though, 1.25 mile visibility, 2.5 miles in the Fergus Falls area, 3 in Wahpeton. So definitely seeing those snow showers now moving more into the southern end of the valley here this morning as that colder air rushes in. So let's talk about our travel forecast here. You are looking at the graphic for Fargo Airport and then the connecting airports as well. So here's what we can expect for your holiday travel heading to the airport. Temperatures aren't very warm. We've got that colder air moving in, so we're into the teens, those spotty snow showers, but no major delays as of last check. But if you're flying today, always want to make sure you're checking with your airline. But as we take a look around the country, at least for some of our connecting airports here that we often fly into, Minneapolis, Chicago, looking pretty good. Cold in Minneapolis, just like in Fargo, but a little bit milder. We're at 31 degrees. Chicago's at 43. And some of these locations look so nice right now. Orlando, 74 degrees right now. That would be amazing. So if you are headed in that direction, enjoy. Of course, you won't get the white Christmas like we'll have here, which is always a plus. So it's nice and pretty here. So here's a look at the regional travel conditions. Again, we've been seeing a few flakes. I'm keeping an eye on our, again, nearby airports, reporting no delays or no significant delays right now. Where we do have problems, again, is over into San Francisco, where they've had the rain and the flooding. And right now, looks tough there. We've got the purple or pink color here, major delays going on in that area. So that is one airport being greatly impacted by tough weather here for today. Let's talk about more current conditions. The wind is not that strong anymore. We were seeing gusts 20 plus this morning. Now it's more 5 to 15 miles per hour in most areas. But look at the direction, mainly out of the northwest, and colder air spilling into the valley yet again with temperatures that are struggling. We were warmer this morning than we are now. Early this morning when we typically see our lowest temperatures. We're at 15 degrees in Fargo. It's 13 in Grand Forks. Checking in at 7 degrees in Langdon. And some single digits in the north as well in more places. And you can see wind chills are below 0 in those areas. So I'm going to want to layer up today for those last minute shopping rounds you got to do. And you know, students, I know some schools were in school today. I know there's some early dismissals as well. So heading home from school, hopefully the kids have all their gear here today. And looking at today's dates, you know, we always have fun holidays on each date. And as we lead up to Christmas, a lot of them have been holiday themed, Christmas themed. And today is Christmas movie marathon day, and I think this is a perfect day for a movie marathon. Those Flakes in Fargo that we've seen recently were fluffy and big and just really pretty if you didn't have to travel out in them. And it looks like a pretty picture out your window while you're watching a movie. But you can see our temperatures are going to stay cool. We're into the teens here as we continue on in the forecast for today. And we'll take a look around the valley at what we can expect to see heading into this afternoon. So moving on into the afternoon hours, temperatures staying in single digits north, more teens to the south. The wind not that strong, but still that overall flow out of the north keeping us cool. I'm thinking that we'll see the chances for snow diminish as we get into the afternoon, and we may see more breaks in the clouds as well. And then moving on into tonight, we see, watching that wind arrow, it's starting to turn directions as we head into tonight, and we're seeing more clouds taking over. We're going to see that wind start to come in out of the south or southeast again, and that's going to help us out temperature-wise. We will see those temperatures perhaps climbing before midnight, and then heading into the morning hours actually warmer than where we are during the daytime today. This is 4:30 when we'll be tracking things on the valley today. For Christmas Eve, we'll be seeing some temperatures starting in the teens and some low 20s for Christmas Eve. So we're setting ourselves up for a milder day tomorrow. And then as we continue on through the morning, you can see that continues with some partly to mostly cloudy skies. So let's talk about our forecast heading into the 2 days leading the day leading up to Christmas and Christmas. So Christmas Eve forecast, we're looking at temperatures getting into the upper 20s by the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies. Should be a pretty good travel day, relatively speaking, for winter time, of course. And then good travel for Santa, too. And then as we head into Thursday, looking at conditions that start okay, but then they get tougher as the day goes on. So we do have that first alert weather day that we've raised for your Thursday, for your Christmas day, areas of light snow, some freezing rain and freezing drizzle possible. And if you clicked on our push notification on your phone through the app, freezing drizzle, that's what I meant by Frizzle there. Not Miss Frizzle, though she's into science too. So here's a look at our hour-by-hour planner. We're looking at some conditions that are going to be this is Christmas Eve, going to be pretty quiet. Some partly cloudy skies, some mostly cloudy skies, but dry. This is 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve. Heading into the later hours, we're still looking good. So heading off to bed, Santa's coming. We're looking at pretty good weather for him and conditions that we're waking up to on Christmas morning that should be fairly quiet, which is great for, getting to your Christmas brunches, getting to, if you're going to midnight mass, it should be good. Or if you're heading to Christmas morning services, looks pretty good. But once we start moving into the afternoon, we're going to be watching this. It's some areas of snow, and then a reminder, pink means freezing rain, and we're seeing that in western North Dakota around the lunch hour on this particular model. And as we take a look at conditions heading into afternoon and into the evening, this is 6 p.m., you can see snow more concentrated north and east, and then in the warmer air south of there, it may be more freezing rain or freezing drizzle happening here heading into Christmas night, which could lead to very slick roads pretty quickly as temperatures drop, especially heading into Christmas night after a milder day. And by 9 o'clock, we're looking at more changeover to snow, but there's still maybe some areas of freezing rain happening in the Southern Valley. So this could lead to, this particular model kicks it out of here pretty quick. Others keep it around a little longer into Friday morning, potentially in the east, but starting to end elsewhere. But this could lead to, lingering impacts from this system, the remnant ice on the roads on Friday morning. So something to keep in mind as you're planning to maybe head home after Christmas on Friday. You might want to check the road conditions before heading to where you need to be. So let's talk about snow. Let's talk about the ice. So the snow potential is more concentrated north and east. We're looking at areas south and west being a little too warm for snow and maybe seeing a little more drizzle or freezing drizzle. A little bit of a transition area, so maybe some flakes and some freezing rain in places like Fargo up toward Highway 200. And then more likely snow the farther north you go, so that would mean greater accumulations. We could get, 1 to 3 inches. There might be a couple of pockets up by Lake of the Woods that get a little bit more Christmas night. Now looking at the wintry mix / ice potential, still looking pretty good shot of this across North Dakota into northern Minnesota as well. So traveling here in this region could get a bit dicey again out on the roads heading into Christmas night. And I paused this at 9 a.m. on Friday. So this is through 9 a.m. And I just want to stress that this may shift a little bit. So, you don't see much on I-94 in this particular model run. That could shift a little farther south. So if you're driving on 94, don't just assume because you've seen this one image that you're going to be fine. It may affect areas south of I-94 as well. But right now it does look more along and north of I-94 at this point in time. And there are some pockets where we're looking at 1/10 of an inch or more of glaze of ice. So we'll be watching that. So Christmas, not perfect. It is going to be mild, though, during the daytime. We're looking at temperatures heading into Christmas Eve, getting into the teens, and then Christmas Day, 31. It's as our temperatures start to drop at night. And for those of us who don't quite get to near the freezing mark, who are still, several degrees below freezing, well, if we see precip, there's the potential for it to stick if it's snow, and of course, if it's ice, potentially build up some ice on some of our colder surfaces. So again, Thursday, Christmas Day, watching out for that development as the day goes on. Again, morning hours look a lot better. Friday and into Saturday, still watching out for some potential for some light snow or some wind on Saturday, and then cooling down heading into Sunday. Now moving into next week, you can see that we're looking at heading into your New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Not bad at all. We've had some frigid New Year's Eve nights, and right now a daytime high of 28 is what it looks like. You want to look at the overnight low as well, because a lot of us are going to be out celebrating past midnight, and temperatures will be cooling down quite a bit at that point from the daytime high. So lows on Christmas or New Year's Day into the teens, so that's as cool as it will be. You'll still want to wear your coat over your New Year's Eve outfit and be prepared, but it won't be nearly as frigid, at least it's looking like right now, than what we've seen in years past. So, a little trouble on Christmas Day with that potential for light freezing rain, the potential for the snow, but overall, a lot of days here in our 11-day planner are looking pretty good. We're going to bring that up full screen, and then we're going to take a look at our forecast here, or our comments rather, heading into the forecast for today and tomorrow. See if we have any questions from you guys that I can answer for you. So, no comments. Okay. Sounds like everybody's okay with what we're talking about and everything's clear. That's great to see. And again, just be aware, be weather aware as we head into the Christmas holiday. We're going to be watching for the possibility for that precip to move in as the day goes on. So morning hours look great, but if you need to travel in the afternoon and evening, that's an area where impacts are going to be a little bit higher. And just checking in on our sky cam again, this is our view at the downtown Fargo, or looking toward downtown Fargo. That sun's trying to come back out. So again, today we are still keeping an eye out on our first alert weather day for Christmas, for that potential for some freezing rain and some snow. Today we're seeing a few flakes that might make the roads a little bit slick here as we continue on into midday. You'll want to be ready for that. And as we take a look at New Year's as well, it's looking pretty good for us at this point. It's just not going to be as warm as what we will be seeing on Christmas Day. So again, we will continue to keep you up to date. Valley News Live, First Alert Storm Team will be back again this afternoon with an update. And you can always check for the latest on the VNN weather app. In the meantime, if you're traveling, stay safe. I hope you have some easy travels here and a great holiday coming up. And I'll be back here tomorrow morning to give you a Christmas Eve update. Maybe we'll do some Santa tracking too, because he'll be getting started in other parts of the world as we head into the day tomorrow. So again, First Alert Weather Day on Christmas Day. Don't forget that. And have a great Tuesday. What would we call that? Christmas Eve Eve. There we go. Happy Christmas Eve Eve, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.